to 1,900 volts per meter. So if you think of a meter, and there's a field intensity of 1,900 volts from a lamp that's not even switched on. It's just because it has a voltage and it's not grounded.
Okay. And because it's plugged in.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you would plug that, if you would pull the plug, and maybe some of the viewers can just try that if they have sleeping problems, to pull the plug at night when they're sleeping. It can make a considerable difference.
Okay. So the bedroom lamp. What about what else? What else in the bedroom?
In the bedroom, the clock radio has a transformer inside, a power supply that transforms the 220 to 12 or 9 volt, whatever it uses. That has a strong magnetic field, and I'd say with those, as a rule of thumb, to really have them at arm's length, not next to the head. If they're next to the head, depends a bit on build, but they are in the range of emission where they can cause cancer.
Okay, but I think most people put the clock radio or the alarm. Well, if it's a simple alarm clock, it's okay, right?
That's okay, yes.
That's okay. But if it was a clock, yeah, they put it right beside them so that they're sure to wake up.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It just maybe turn it up a little bit and just have it at arm's length. That distance makes a big difference.
Okay. What about sometimes people work on their laptops in the bedroom?
Yes.
What about that?
From a technical point of view, that's not a problem. Other than if they use a wireless network, then if they have Wi-Fi, that's an issue.
Really?
But that's an issue anywhere, wherever they work on it. It's not dependent on the bedroom.
Okay.
And the other issue that's related to it is more along the lines of feng shui, which is the bedroom is for sleeping. It's a sacred, calm space where you don't take your work and your phones, and being on call all the time is like it's very intimate, and it should be yours, and you should be not interfered by outside things.
Okay. Okay. So you're just saying that for appliances or lamp fixtures or lighting fixtures in the bedroom, unplug them if you're not using them.
Yes, that would be good.
Oh, that's kind of complicated, huh? Because, like, for example, I mean, most Filipinos are used to, you switch off the TV, then you leave, and you don't unplug it.
Yes, or, well, with the television, you could leave it on standby. If it's not really close to the bed, that's why I only mentioned the bedside lamps.
Okay.
If the television is at the other side of the room, then you can just press the button.
Okay.
In Australia, we are often using what's called a demand switch. It's a switch that goes into the fuse box and only supplies power when people actually use it. So when you turn off your bedside lamp, all the wiring that leads to it gets disconnected in the fuse box. That's the solution to fiddling at the power point and pulling out the plug. But when you sleep better, if you notice a difference, then it was bad before and it's worth it. It's a small thing to do for good sleep.
Yeah, unless the plug is behind a table that's really huge and hard to move over. But anyway, okay. Earlier you were saying that you measure the, what did you say again, the
electric field.
The electric field, no? And you said you work with instruments, you use instruments also to measure those, that field. And you brought them, is this what you use for that?
This is an instrument, I brought that for visual effect because it looks better on television.
Oh, I see, okay.
This is the Christmas tree instrument that measures radiation from mobile phones, wireless networks, cordless phones, television and radio. So, should I just turn it?
Yeah, sure.
It on?
Yeah, turn it on. Maybe you can face it, have it face the camera.
The camera? Which camera?
Yeah, no, let's have the actual there. Okay, so when you turn it on and then?
When I turn it on,
you
can see, I can see very low radiation. So
that's interesting.
The
in this
is very
studio?
Good. Yes.
Really?
If I turn it a bit, because the antenna is directional.
Okay. Nothing really. Oh,
no, there was just a tick, 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 tick. That is when, that's the sound of a mobile phone making contact with the base station.
Okay.
But look what a peaceful place it is in here.
Wow.
It's better than in many houses.
Wow, really?
The workplace you've got.
What a peaceful show. Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you about this too because, well, there are a lot of email going around about radiation from your cell phones, and that it can cause this and that. And can you tell us what the truth is behind it? I mean, like you have a mobile phone. I have one too.
Yes.
I mean, can you measure the?
Yes.
No, I mean, it scares me. No,
yes.
It's scary.
It concerns me deeply. If you, especially looking at all the young people who are constantly carrying it on their body, there is a deluge of research and from either side of the argument, and I can list you a few effects of that I consider actually are real. So one is that the blood-brain barrier becomes permeable for certain proteins. The blood supply and the brain are totally separate. The nervous system is in its own juice, so to speak, and that's very important. Otherwise, viruses and things can get into the nervous system and do major damage. So that barrier gets, because of the microwaves, gets
from the cell phones, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And DNA damage is pretty much proven. It's just that, you know, people often then say, well, DNA damage, that's okay. It always gets fixed. But sometimes it doesn't, especially for people who use phones over years and use it at a young age. Then people found that blood, the red blood cells change shape when they get radiated by the microwaves. So they're quite... just recently, I have a newspaper article, sperm count in men gets reduced by up to 30%, which also means that the reproductive organs of females are affected, the intestines are affected, cell communication is affected. So there's definitely an impact of mobile phones and all this kind of radiation. I always, since I was a child, I always wondered, isn't it strange that radio and television comes through the walls? Then it goes through me as well, and I can't even feel it. And you know, with mobile phones, it's much more so.
Okay. Yeah, but what would you recommend? I mean, like you said, earlier, how are we going to live without technology, right?
Yes.
I mean, what do we do?
I've got some samples of fabric.
Yeah.
Like people have, of course, they've come up with all kinds of solutions, and building biology is not about gloom saying, it's about solutions in the end.
Solutions, right. Okay. I'm
This
going
is
to get my cell phone too. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
this is a silver-coated fabric. It's yeah, you can see that it's almost like a mosquito net.
Yeah.
It's silver-coated, and because of that, it acts like a microwave oven door. I always say, and so if you put that in front of your phone,
Okay.
it protects your head. If you have that in between your head and your phone.
And what do you call that? It's a cloth, right?
Yeah.
What do you call it? It's
I just call it shielding fabric.
Oh yeah. Oh wait a minute. This is the one they use for veils. I think for wedding gown veils. Okay.
This is from England.
Just that. Just like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so it protects.
It's as soon as you, and then there are all kinds of products on the market that people usually never see because they're on the internet, they're not in shops, like this, where this fabric is built behind the vinyl into the...
Okay.
Okay, so when you use the phone, that is between you and the head. The head usually absorbs 80% of the radiation because it's so close, and all you want is for the radiation to go out that way and not into the head.
Okay, and where did you buy something like this, or did you make it yourself?
This is what I have made in Australia.
Okay, so
I just brought that as a sample.
I'm not sure, I hope the viewers can see it, but the fabrics inside, the tela, well, we call it tela in Tagalog cloth.
Yeah.
And this is just ordinary plastic.
Yeah.
Right.
That's vinyl.
Okay, vinyl. And this one it's just
nylon.
Nylon. Okay, so it's just a matter of putting it in the correct.
Yes.
So that's what you do to minimize.
So,
okay.
And I'm even thinking of having these made